everybody, Danny Maud here. Thanks for joining us. This week I want to give you two simple drills. In fact, probably the only drills you're ever going to need to get the takeaway right every single time. We're going to talk about why the takeaway is so important for your ball striking and consistency. Before we do, if this is one of your first videos, consider subscribing. We release content like this every single week to help you improve your game. So this week I was back in Leeds with my parents, and we were on the golf course with my dad. And my dad had some interesting stuff going on in his golf swing. He wasn't striking it as good as I'd like, and he was kind of a little bit, a bit left, a bit right. It wasn't getting the consistency. And he had this very strange loop in his swing where the club was coming a little bit around here and looping in. And all of that was generally caused by the first move in his golf swing. So what we did was made a few little tweaks to that move there, gave him an exercise to do, and hey presto, some much better strikes. So let's show you what we did and why it's so important. So in the takeaway, when you're playing, what we want to do is, what are we after in a takeaway? We want a coordinated move. We want the arms and the body coordinated and moving away together, right? That's the first thing. The second thing we want is, when they do move away together, we want a few lines in play. We want the shaft line when the hands get to about hip height in line with the feet, and we want the face in line with or parallel with the body line, right? Those are a couple of checkpoints that we really need when we're in takeaway. So the question is, how do we go about achieving those positions every single time? Very simply. All we do is, and what I got my dad to do was, take your lead hand, just have a small little set in the wrist, and from here move the club back, straight back here. So left hand goes straight back, and put your right hand on. That is as simple as that. Very different to the person who moves this. Now, what's happening here? What you've got to remember, this golf club is a lever. There's a top end and there's a bottom end. If you move the bottom end, the top end moves out here. Okay, we don't want any lever being activated at all in the first part of the swing. What we want to do is keep this lever nice and solid. So what we do is, by moving the left hand here all in one, this lever now is working as one unit. It's only when it gets to about here that we're going to allow the wrist to hinge, and suddenly as that lever goes down, the head goes up. So we want to go straight back here, right hand goes on, then we go up. That's the only time the lever is activated. So let me show you from this angle. We don't want any lever working here. We don't want the club coming here, this hand's moving out here. We want a straight back movement, nice and coordinate here, right hand on top from this position, then we can work the club up in position. So let's have a look how we can go about working this. Nice and simple. So take a golf ball, just have a small little set in your left hand or your lead hand, move the club back here and just get a rhythm for that. Yeah, nice and simple. Or is it? You'll notice something else stuck at the end of this grip. What I've put here is a T-peg. One thing when I've worked on this drill with some people, what they sometimes do is they move their left arm and they're moving it on line, but they're moving again, they're allowing the grip end or the butt end to move away from their body. What happens when that happens? Remember, this club's a lever. If the butt end moves away from the body, where's the head end move? It works around the body. We don't want that. So what we're doing is, this T-peg now just helps you with a little reference point. As you move your left hand back on its own here, with this little hinge, you're simply keeping that T-peg nice and close to your body. You'll notice here, if there's a movement here, where's the T-peg gone? Immediately you can see it's gone away from your back leg. So start to get a rhythm of that. You've now got a checkpoint here, get a feel for that, then just put the right hand in, get a feel for what you're doing, get a sensation here. We want it to be as rhythmical as possible. Work it up, work it back down. Let's have a look at this. So a very nice strike for one of the first ones of the day. All right, so let's show you that one again. So all I'm doing here is this. We know we don't want to get the hands in here. We don't want to pick the club up and get you completely disconnected. So we are making a move where the whole body is connected and moving away. How have we done this? We've simply start off, we've had a small little set in the left wrist. We're moving that straight back here. Do it one-handed to start off with, then put your back hand in or your right hand in this situation. Then try and do it rhythmically. So I often get people to get a rhythm with it first. Put the right hand in, start to get that rhythm, work it up, then hit the golf ball. Let's have a look at this. So, couple of practice swings again. Let's get the rhythm going. Right hand in, it's nice and checked, it's nice and close. There's the checkpoint. Face is parallel to spine, club's parallel with the feet, all working good. Let's get to the golf ball. Let's make the shot. Lovely strike. So it is as simple as that, and that's all we did. If you can get that club working much more online here, it starts to work up and down. So the energy now is going down into the golf ball, is going through the shot far more efficiently. Without having to make all those weird loops, you're going to increase your power, and clearly you're going to increase your consistency of strike. So in summary, what have we done? We need to get checkpoints. Club needs to be in line with feet. You need to have a coordinated move away, not a pick up with the arms. So biceps nice and connected to the body at this stage. When you move it back, you've got a checkpoint not only with your line of your feet, the face of the club now is slightly angled here, it's parallel with your body alignment, it's not twisted open, okay? It's parallel here. How do we then go about working on this? You simply need to get into a rhythm, but start off with just hinging the wrist with your lead hand, move it back so it's opposite your right thigh, and as you're doing that, use a T as a checkpoint to make sure that you're not moving it away from your leg. You're keeping it nice and close. Get a rhythm, put the rear hand on, backwards and forwards, get a rhythm. Once you've done that, work it up, work it back down, and start hitting those shots. And it is as simple as that. If it was, like, we'd all be doing it, but do some practice with this. It really works. It certainly helped my dad, and I'm hoping it's going to help you too. So if you enjoy this training, leave a thumbs up. And if you think some of your friends may benefit from an improvement in their takeaway, don't forget to share this. And of course, if you're enjoying the training and want to receive it in your inbox every single week, don't forget to press the subscribe button and the bell. But until next week, have a great golfing week.